Okay, so which rule explains that triangles are congruent? So remember, you can have every kind of communication except donkey forwards. Okay, we don't want that. Don't be a donkey. Donkey backwards. So donkey forwards, donkey backwards, which is that, or AAA batteries. Okay, any combination except donkey forwards, donkey backwards, or AAA batteries. So the key thing is first, okay, let's start with a couple of definitions. Number one, if you see a tick mark, so if you see a line and a tick mark, that represents a side. If you see an arc on arc, that represents an angle. First thing I want you to ask yourself is how many of each do you have? So for example, in this question, I have how many arcs? I have 2 arcs, 1 side, and 1 tick. So 2 arcs, so actually I can just say 2 angles and 1 side. So some combination of this is why they're congruent, okay? So I don't want anyone picking 3 sides. It doesn't have 3 sides. Now I'm just going to show you how to read it. So that's just some common sense for you. Now let's talk about how to read it. Pick anything. Start anywhere. Just don't start in the middle, okay? But anyway, let's say I started in the middle. Let's say I start right here. Go in any direction you want. So this is a side. Okay, so that's a side. And then there's no angle here, so we're going to skip the angle, right? Then we're going to skip a side because there's no tick mark here, so we're skipping a side. So here's the rule. You can't skip 2 things. You can skip 1, but you can't skip 2. So I can't go that way. Okay, what if I decided to start at K and go this way? So I start with an angle, so I'm good. So that's an angle. There's no tick, so I'm skipping a side. So it always goes like angle. It'll start like if you have an angle, you're looking for a side, and then an angle, and then a side, and then an angle, and so forth. So I skip in a side. Then I come to an angle, so that's cool. Then I skip a side again. So again, it's okay to skip 1 thing, just not 2. But then I skip an angle. So what did I just do? I skipped 2 before I got to 3 letters. So that's not how I start. So then pick another side. So let's pick H. Again, I don't know where to start either. You just pick something and start. So let's say I go this way. So I have an angle. I start off with an angle. There are no ticks, so I skip a side. It's okay to skip 1. Then I come to what? An angle, right? And then I have a side. And now I have 3 letters. What do I have? AAS. AAS. And remember, I can have everything except donkey forwards, donkey backwards, and AAA batteries. Is that one of them? No. So this is congruent by AAS. Now, if I didn't have anything, then it wouldn't be congruent, or I wouldn't have enough information. Okay, so we're going to do it again. Again. Oh, and sometimes you have to use what you learned in Parallines theorem. You have to learn what you already know. So, for example, the 2 major things that you're going to see is I know that this angle is congruent to this. Why? Because they're vertical. Remember my folding V's, right? So there's my V and then it folds directly. Those are equal. The other one that you're always going to need to know is if they share a side. So if they have like this and they give you like some angles or something, something like that, you also need to know that because they share a side, there's a tick mark. So sometimes there's some invisible things. These are the 2 most common. So my invisible things are either going to be my vertical angles, my folding V's, or my reflexive property side, where they share a side so they don't put a tick mark there. But we'll get to that as we go. So fill in any of my information that's missing so I know that the angle's there. Pick a starting point, just not the middle, so I can't go have things on both sides. So let's pick U. All right, let's say I decided to go this way. So there's no angle at U, right? So I skipped, there's nothing there. I'm going to skip a side because there's nothing there. So I'm skipping a side. And then I get to an angle. Oh, I'm skipping an angle too. So I can't go that way. That's okay. You erase it and you start again. So let's say go the other way. So there's nothing there, which is fine. And then I go a side, right? Because I have tick marks. So a side. Then I have an angle. Why? Because I have an arc. And then I go, oh, a side. So there it is, side, angle, side. And if you can do the same thing on the other triangle, they're congruent. So if I go 2 ticks, an arc, 1 tick, they're congruent. So if I start at S, I go 2 ticks, an arc, and 1 tick, they're congruent by SAS. So SAS. All right. So start at any of the markings. That's really the best thing, just not the one in the middle. So I'm not going to start at 2. I can start at any one of these. So let me start at U. So that's an angle. And I'm going to go towards the markings and not away, okay? So 2 ticks. So that's a side. Skip an angle. So that's skip. Remember, you can skip 1, but not 2. Then a side. And that's 3. Angle, side, side. Angle, side, side. Now remember, I can have anything except donkey forwards. Oh, wait, that's donkey forwards. Don't be a donkey. So are these congruent? No, they are not congruent. There's not enough information. Bam. All right, so again, is there any hidden information? Yes, remember my verticals and my reflexive lines. So there's an arc. We'll put 2 because there's already 1 there. So these 2 are congruent. All right, start anywhere, just not the middle. So that's the middle, right? So I can start here. I'm going to start angle here. I'm going to skip the side. I'm going to go angle and then a side. So it's going to be angle, angle, side. And if you can do the same thing on the other triangle, you're fine. So starting at the 2 arcs, I'm going to go to the 1 arc, 2 arcs, 1 arc, side. Perfect. So that's angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side. That's that one. All right, let's try. Okay, so this is another one. Fill in my missing information. Do you see that this line is the same on this triangle as this triangle? That means it has tick marks. So fill in my missing information. All right, so always just, how about this? Try highlighting things that you know. So that's something I know. That's something I know. That's something I know. What do I have? I have 2 sides and an arc. So it's going to have something with 2 sides. So that's not it. That might be true. That's not that. So the only thing... And it can't have 3 sides, so that's not that either. So it has to be this if there's no other option. Oh, there's another option. Okay. So let me find it. So let's say I start here because I don't want to start in the middle. That's my highlighted part. So I'm going to go angle, side, blank, skip. That's okay. Side. So angle, side, side. Can I have donkey forwards? No. So this one is none of the above. But at least you had a 50-50 chance of getting it right. All right, so what I got? I got a side, and an arc. Okay, so let's go in the direction where it's shaded in. So it's gonna go side, nothing, skip 1, that's okay. Side, that's cool. And then angle. So this is side, side, angle, side, side, angle. Remember, I can't have donkey forwards, donkey backwards, which that's what that is. So they're not congruent. All right, again, just highlight what you got. So they give me a side, another side, another side. Oh, they have 3 sides, right? And they're all joined. It goes 1 tick, 2 ticks, 3 ticks, 1 tick, 1 tick, 2 ticks, 3 ticks. So that's side, side, side. 3 sides. All right, any hidden information? What do they share? They share this line. This line is the same whether you're looking at that triangle or this triangle. So we're going to go in and fill in the 2 ticks and then highlight the information they give you. So that's 1 tick and then an arc. Don't start in the middle. Okay, so let's just follow my highlight, but don't start in the middle. So V, U, so that's going to be a side, then an angle, then a side. Side, angle, side. And if you can do the same with this triangle, it's congruent. So it goes 1 tick, arc, 2 ticks. 1 tick, arc, 2 ticks. So yes, by side, angle, side, side, angle, side. All right, any hidden information? Yes, they share a side reflexive property. Go ahead and put in 2 ticks. Let's highlight what they have given me. Anything with a tick or an arc. All right, and again, just follow the direction of the highlights. Actually, I think I like that. Just don't start in the middle. So don't start somewhere here. You need to start at the end points, right? So let's go P to S. That's a side. It skips an angle. It's just okay. And then another side, and then an angle. So angle, side, side. Can I have angle, side, side? No, do not be a donkey. I cannot have angle, side, side. So none of the above. All right, anything hidden? Anything hidden? Yes, remember vertical angles folding V's. Because I already have 1 and 2 taken, I will do 3. Because they're all different. And then these congruent, remember you can have, okay, well, let's just, what's marked? This is marked, this is marked, and this is marked. So they're all marked. So start here, we're gonna go angle, skip, which is okay, angle, skip, which is okay, then angle. So remember, you can have everything except donkey forwards, donkey backwards, or AAA batteries. So I have AAA batteries, so no, they are not congruent. All right, I go 1 angle, 2 angles, 3 angles. So arc, arc, arc. They give me 3 angles. So again, remember, you can have any combination except donkey forwards, donkey backwards, or AAA batteries. And right now I have AAA batteries. So are they congruent? No. All right, are these congruent? Let's highlight what's marked. So this is marked. You're given this. This is marked. All right, so start at the end point. So you're going to go angle, then a side, then an angle. So you have to do the same thing on this one. So it goes two arcs, 1 tick, 2 arcs, 1 tick. So it goes this way. So it goes angle, side, angle, and that's cool. So yes, they're congruent by side, angle, angle, side, angle, sorry. All right, any hidden information? Yeah, what do they share? They share this line, which means that it's an invisible 2 ticks. All right, so again, highlight what you're given and start at one of the endpoints. So it goes angle, side, blank, which is okay, then side. Can I have angle, side, side? No, I can't have donkey. So no, they are not congruent. Are these congruent? Anything shared? Anything invisible? Yes, we've got our folding V's, so that means 2 arcs. Okay, then highlight what you're given. You're given that, you're given this side, and you're given this. Start at one endpoint. So that's angle, side, angle. Angle, side, angle. So it goes 1, 1, 2. So it goes 1, 1, 2. So yes, they're congruent. Has to be the same for both. Okay, so you have to check both triangles. Has to be the same for both. All right. Highlight what you're given. So I'm given that, I'm given that, and I'm given that. Start at an endpoint. So that goes side, skip, which is okay, side, then angle. So this is, can I have that? No, I cannot. Can I have donkey? All right, so it's relatively easy. Once you know how to read it, it's simple.